On this week's edition of SmackDown Live, we saw Roman Reigns almost get clobbered by a backstage accident, but was it really an accident? And if not, who might be behind it? Now, in case you missed it, this week's edition of SmackDown saw Roman Reigns about to be interviewed by Braxton about who his opponent would be at SummerSlam, but before the big dog could do anything, pieces of the lighting rigging and speakers fell on him, seemingly burying him. WWE backstage crew members managed to free Reigns, and incredibly, he came out without a scratch. However, was this an accident, or was someone trying to murderize Reigns? Since this is professional wrestling, it's obvious someone tried to kill or seriously injure Roman Reigns, one of the WWE's top stars. However, who could it be? Here are 10 possible suspects based on what little evidence we currently have, as well as speculation. Number 1. Buddy Murphy. One of the biggest suspects right now is former Cruiserweight champion Buddy Murphy, who has been on SmackDown since the 2019 Superstar Shakeup. Although the former 205 Live star may seem like an unlikely opponent for Reigns, he's considered one of the WWE's current stars with the most potential, and CBS Sports' Bryan Campbell noted, "Those who are familiar with Murphy's work already know he's a breakout superstar waiting to happen, and in some ways, WWE's answer to Kenny Omega. This could be a career-making program for Murphy. Currently, there's more evidence from Murphy's possible involvement than anyone else. As Ringside News pointed out, some eagle-eyed fans spotted who they believe to be Murphy in the background of SmackDown Live's closing moments just before the scaffolding fell on the big dog. His back was to the camera, but as you can see, it appears to have been Murphy by the shirt he was wearing. Others are pointing to Murphy as a prime suspect because he said he's SmackDown's best kept secret, yet hasn't shown up on TV very often. Perhaps this attack was Murphy's attempt to come out of the shadows. Number 2. Daniel Bryan. The WWE Universe is trying to figure out what's going on with Daniel Bryan after he and Eric Rowan lost the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Bryan has been promising to make an announcement about his career for the last 2 weeks, only to back out without saying a word. Bryan seems to be out of the WWE Championship picture for the time being, so a feud against a fellow main eventer is a good way to keep him in the spotlight and provide a fresh storyline for the fans to enjoy. A Reigns vs Bryan program is a bit of a clash of styles, but Bryan has repeatedly demonstrated he's able to work with opponents big and small. Add in Roman and Daniel's past in the ring and this could be an enjoyable series. Neither Reigns or Bryan need a world championship, and a series of matches between two top guys could keep the fans entertained into at least Survivor Series. Number 3. Samoa Joe. One player who can't be ruled out is Samoa Joe, who recently called Reigns out on Raw after their Samoan Summit failed to reach a lasting peace between the Samoan Submission Machine and the Big Dog. Although Joe is known for making sneak attacks on opponents, this would be a new low for him, and it doesn't seem like his usual modus operandi. Nevertheless, anger can drive someone to extremes, and it's possible Joe was angry enough to want to eliminate Reigns any way he can. If so, it'll only up the ante between these two monsters if they battle at SummerSlam. A hard-hitting series of matches between the two would be good for both men, as neither man seems headed for a world title run in the near future. The drawback is that Samoa Joe can't afford many more high-profile losses. How the WWE works a potential Joe vs Roman war could decide Joe's future in the WWE as to whether he'll be a perennial choke artist or a guy who breaks through to the top. Number 4. Braun Strowman. The monster among men has been twiddling his thumbs of late on Raw, and fans are pointing to Maria Kanellis' brief exchange with Strowman backstage at Raw as evidence Strowman tried to end Roman. Recall how Maria, the new 24/7 champion by the way, addressed Strowman as the monster among men and told him to show her how big and strong he was. Was Maria goading Strowman to do something besides beat up Saturday Night Live comedians, or was this a red herring meant to throw fans off the true culprit? Strowman and Reigns have had a long history, and Maria's comments could have inspired Strowman to go after the man who helped him get over with the WWE Universe before the WWE buried him. Another Strowman vs Reigns series may seem redundant, but both superstars' prior program clearly shows they click, and a renewed feud would likely help both men. Number 5. Drew McIntyre. The Roman Reigns vs Drew McIntyre program should have ended a long time ago, but the WWE is never afraid to run a feud into the ground, so another match between Reigns and the Scottish Psychopath can't be ruled out. If the WWE goes with yet another Drew vs Roman match, they need to make it a speciality match such as Hell in a Cell and end the feud once and for all. Let's hope the WWE, which really put on a fresh Raw on 29th July and a decent SmackDown on 30th July, will go for a new opponent for Reigns. Drew needs to move on to something new that will capitalize on the build-up he's enjoyed for most of 2019. Number 6. The Fiend. Although Bray Wyatt is busy feuding with Finn Balor, it's possible he's showing he can multitask when it comes to causing havoc in the WWE. With Balor set to take time off from the WWE after SummerSlam, the Fiend will need someone to keep him busy, and who better than Reigns? This one's a long shot, but it's being talked about online, and it would help get the Fiend over as someone who can strike at anyone at any time, regardless of who he's currently wrestling against. If so, this could make Bray Wyatt the most dangerous man in the WWE and shoot him right to the top of WWE's roster. The WWE also has the option of revealing the Fiend manipulating one of the wrestlers on our list to carry out his dirty work, continuing Wyatt's reputation as a cult leader. This seems unlikely at this juncture, but the beauty of this plotline is that the WWE has created a variety of possibilities for the fans to speculate on. Number 7. Luke Harper. It's largely an outside chance that the WWE would put Luke Harper into such a high-level program after he's been sitting out on the WWE, but if the WWE wanted to bring back Harper and put him over as more than a background player, this would be the way to do it. Harper is a gifted big man who can brawl, but also perform a number of impressive technical moves. He's remarkably agile and fast for his size, but he's never had opportunities to get a singles push. Again, this is a long shot, but it would be a good way to bring Harper back and show the WWE isn't afraid to give wrestlers a chance to move up to the big time. After all, the WWE put the WWE Championship on Jinder Mahal, so why not give Harper a chance to feud with Roman Reigns one-on-one? Harper might be revealed as working in conjunction with Bray Wyatt, but it's time for Harper to get his own opportunity. Number 8. Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin hasn't said much ever since he's reappeared on SmackDown Live. What's behind those sneaky eyes in those promos? Does he obviously know something that we don't? But those are wrestlers on the main roster who could be the culprit, but what about 2 NXT call-ups? Fans shouldn't rule out NXT call-ups from being behind the apparent attack on the big dog either, as a feud with Roman Reigns could propel any newcomer straight into the thick of things. Consider 2 of the following NXT wrestlers. Number 9. Tommaso Ciampa. Former NXT champion and NXT Tag Team champion Tommaso Ciampa was one of several NXT stars that Vince McMahon brought up to the main roster earlier this year to shake things up. Sadly for Ciampa, the NXT champion suffered a neck injury and not only had to relinquish his championship, but go under the knife for an anterior cervical fusion. While Ciampa isn't expected back until later in August, he could return earlier than expected, as the WWE is well known for fudging injury return dates in order to surprise the fans. A Ciampa vs Reigns series could be nothing short of magnificent, as Ciampa's very vast array of power-based moves could keep him going toe-to-toe in any match with Reigns. If booked properly, even losses could help Ciampa get over as he shows the fans that the newcomer is capable of hanging with one of the WWE's biggest stars. And number 10. Adam Cole. Adam Cole has worked in a number of promotions including Ring of Honor, where he held the Ring of Honor World Championship 3 times, along with its television title. Cole has been working for the WWE's Yellow brand since 2017, and he's kept himself busy winning championship gold there as well, winning the NXT Championship, the NXT Tag Team Championship, and NXT North American Championship. Having become NXT's second Triple Crown champion, Cole could easily jump to the main roster, even though he currently holds the NXT Championship. Depending on Vince McMahon's whims, this mystery might continue for several more weeks as Roman avoids one accident after another, with fans and Roman trying to track down his mystery assailant. The WWE could even have Reigns' stalker throw false clues, implicating other wrestlers, with Reigns seeking revenge on the wrong person. This could make for an extended storyline which hopefully would have a big payoff and equally big feud to follow. If the WWE is looking to attract a bigger audience, they need to employ more sophisticated storylines and entice viewers with cliffhangers such as this one. While we don't know the identity of Roman's assailant, the WWE has created an intriguing whodunit and opened the door for what could be one of the best mysteries in WWE history. Whether or not it takes a turn for the worse like the higher power angle of the Attitude Era remains to be seen, but the WWE has a chance to show fans they're capable of complex storylines. But there you have it guys, 10 possible suspects for the attack on Roman Reigns. Who do you think was behind the attack? Is there anyone else you'd like to see reveal as Roman's attacker? Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.